Today we're speaking with Peter Sandeen. If you want to see the full-length episode, make sure you check it out at marketingoptimization.tv.
Hi, and welcome to Marketing Optimization with Alex Designs. I'm your host, Alex Harris, and I'm very happy to have Peter Sandeen with me today. How you doing, Peter?
I'm great, thanks. How are you?
I'm good. I was searching the web, looking for different optimization type of practices, and I came across your webinar, the Practical Conversion Rate Optimization for Smart Business, and I was really impressed by the things that you're doing on the web these days.
Okay, thanks.
Well, to get started, let's just go ahead and give me your definition of optimization and how are you doing it for your clients?
Well, the basic definition, obviously, is that you take some sort of part of marketing and then you optimize it. But that's not really what you're after. The way that I think I'm slightly different than others is that I focus a lot on the very fundamental stuff, the value propositions and the marketing strategy, which often are like seen as stuff that doesn't relate to conversion optimization. Conversion optimization is you A/B test one page on the site, and that's conversion optimization. When instead, I at least believe that the marketing strategy and the way that you deliver, or the way that you promise to deliver value, is much more important in your results than the exact wordings and such in the website itself.
And how did you get started doing different optimization practices for your clients?
Well, it started by just doing a couple of A/B tests. As I think everyone started like that. They tried a few times and realized that this is interesting. And in my case, I also realized that this is very natural for me. Somehow I got very good results and it seemed natural for me. So I decided to do more of it. And before you knew it, I was doing it for others as well and getting very good results. So it kind of snowballed from there. But nowadays, I actually like to talk more about value propositions and marketing strategy than the conversion optimization itself, even though I still get a lot of clients just for the conversion optimization stuff.
Right. And, I thought that was great in your webinar that I saw, how the value proposition is so important, because most people, they think they could just put up any headline or any picture and that's basically good enough,
Yeah.
But we'll go into talking about that, and we'll look at some examples as well. Do you have a framework for when you do optimization for your clients? And do you use any software?
Kind of, yes. And I'm actually starting to think that I have two. First one that I feel is actually more important is about the value proposition. And the way that I define value proposition is that it's the collection of the best reasons your target audience have for taking the action you're asking for. So for instance, it's the best reasons they have for joining your email list or buying a product. So there's a kind of like a framework for figuring out what that value proposition is, what are the best reasons, but it's kind of still in my head. I haven't been able to distill it down into like very simple steps, because there's like, okay, here's the first step, fine. Then there's like 78 different variations of what the next step could be. So it's, I'd love to share something about it, but it's the basic stuff is it believable? Does it actually make you better option for people than others? And is it really very specifically about the stuff that makes a difference for them, not for everyone, but rather just your target audience? But then there's another framework, which is basically looking for the details of generally just different aspects of marketing strategy. And I think the easiest way of demonstrating it is on websites. I call it the 3 basic principles or conversion principles. The idea is that you go through these 3 principles in order, and the moment you see that, okay, something's wrong, then you know what, okay, that's the most important thing to really look at. The first principle is clarity and relevance. If people come to your site and they don't clearly understand what it is about, or they don't think that it's relevant for them, they leave. So nothing else really matters. When they think that it's clear, they understand what it is about and that they feel it's relevant for them, then they have to think that it's valuable and they really have to desire it. So obviously, again, if they don't think it's valuable and they don't think it's really desirable, again, they just leave. And the last part is trust and risk. Do people really trust you? And do they think that the promised or the promised outcome is worth the risk of taking action. Even if it's just reading more, that's basically wasting their time if it's not really worth it. So that's like the basic idea of the framework. There's a lot more underneath it, but that's like the simple version of it that actually covers pretty much everything that I think is really important.